What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Avatar Activations Podcast, Episode 2. And I'm your host, Dante Steele. I'm also the co founder of Avatar Activations. And today's topic is me talking about the creed, how that came about, what that is. And it's also the direction I want to go with energy and just me being more honest in energy in general. So the creed, which is to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and orgonite, how that came about, or first let me explain, what I mean by that. I don't know if it's that self-explanatory. Maybe y'all may get it, maybe y'all don't, but I'll explain it anyways. Yeah, it pretty much means that spreading the experience of energy, which is what people when people experience energy, the connection, all that comes with experience of energy, and then the awareness, which is spreading how many people actually knows about energy. So yeah, just to dissect what that means, and how this came about is I don't know. When I when Avatar Activations first started, I didn't really have anything that it stood for. I didn't have so I took a long, really long break, and just to think about that, took a long break away from Avatar Activations just to really think about what it is I want to do with it. I didn't, really didn't have anything it stood for. Like I knew what I stood for, but I didn't know what I wanted Avatar Activations to stood for. And if I don't know what it stands for, then I'm just having, customers just coming and purchasing activations and orgonite without really understanding the cause. And I think people understanding the cause and following the cause is important. And so I really had to think about what it was I wanted Avatar Activations to stand for. And for me to understand what Avatar Activations stands for, I have to understand what I stood for first. So I asked myself what it is that I want to do, what it is that I'm trying to achieve. And what I said was, I want to spread energy. That's exactly what it is. Now I understood that, but I understood that, and that was probably what I was going to do anyways. But I didn't have that, out on the website, so people wouldn't have known what I wanted to do with it or what Avatar Activation stood for. So that's when I proposed, the idea with my other co-founder, with the other co-founder, Barbara Hurry. We should make a creed, and and we really thought about it, and then she agreed with me that it should be this, to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and orgonite, because that's what she wants to do too. If anything else, it isn't just us trying to make money, even though that is okay. But I think it's more empowering and powerful for us to have something that we stand for, and for the customers to actually understand that and hopefully stand for it too. And so yeah, that's pretty much how the creed came about, and I like it, and I don't think I want to change it. We want to change it. So yeah, now let's get on to the other portion of the topics. Um, Becoming more honest in energy and the direction I want to go with energy. So first off, I want to say that everything I say, from this point on is me challenging myself. It's an attack on me, you know. I don't want anybody to think that, I'm trying to attack somebody, that the way they do things, but it's just an attack on me. It's me challenging myself to become more honest, because, I feel like this is, I feel like people should hear this. But anywho, yeah, I want to start off by saying that I don't always feel, super enhanced or super connected to energy 24/7. Despite what I made it feel like, I made it seem like. I feel like sometimes I made it seem like that once you're connected to energy, then you always have this enhanced connection, 24/7, and it never stops, and you're just always connected. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain times where you just straight up connected, enhanced, have enhanced connection for months at a time. But then there's times where I barely feel connected to energy, barely. So, and I just don't want it to make it seem like once you get connected to energy, that's just the end all be all type thing, and you just always connected. You know, that's just the natural flow of things, and this is what I'm talking about. Being more honest. This is important. I don't want to front or make it seem like this the magic pill, the superpower, with energy, and that we aren't just normal. Um, and I don't want to make it seem like that your problems are all over once you get connected to energy. That that, that there's nothing else more to do. Like the magic pill, everything's okay. Super health, all that type of things. Now it does, being connected to energy does have a great influence over that type of stuff, but we still encounter problems. The energy masters like me, like everybody else, we still encounter problems like that. We're not invincible or whatever. you know and also, I'm just a I feel like I'm just a person with just an energy talent, you know and I don't want to make it seem like I'm better than anybody. you know I'm big almighty because I can do this and do that. No, I'm just regular old Dante that has a good talent and energy, and just trying to put it to use. That's all. And I never wanted to make it seem like I was better than anybody, or people to put me on a pedestal. Like I'm this great person. Truthfully, I just lay around and just walk around every day and just have a normal life, even though I am connected to energy and good at grounding and give activations. I walk around every day like a everyday person. Everyday person with a talent and energy. It's just like any other person with a talent, like a singer or a dancer or a rapper, or anybody, or entertainer, comedian, anything like that. Just another person with a talent, a good talent that I'm putting to use. You know, so just I really want people to keep that in mind. Every time I say energy master, I'm an energy master or something like that. I really just really think about that, and understand where I'm coming from. Uh, and the direction I'm trying to go with energy is that I'm trying to become more realistic within idealism. And now let me explain that. Now the idealism, the ideal thing that we're trying to do is get to these get to these enhanced levels of connection and have these enhanced abilities that we dream about, like levitation, enhanced telekinesis, shape shifting, walk through walls, manipulate time, space, manipulate the elements and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the idealism. That's the ideal thing that we're trying to do. But for a while, for like months, I just really been thinking about that. Just maybe we should become more realistic. Maybe we should be more realistic because it isn't just going to happen to us. We really need to actually try to somehow realistically bring this about. And what I believe that we should do is actually get into we should actually make brands behind ourselves. You know, like and have good marketing skills. We should really actually study that. Study what makes these brands so good and big. And see this was what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Avatar Activations to a point where it actually gets big, have the good branding and marketing skills so where I can make Avatar Activations a big brand or a big enough brand to have, to spread that awareness, to get people to actually know what it is. And then after that, hopefully we can have greater opportunities to have physical meetups and seminars. But I don't think that would otherwise happen if I don't understand the branding part. I don't believe that it's just we sit there and believe that we're going to get to that level and then it just happened. I think we need to actually take charge, get up and take charge and actually try to bring this about. And it brings me to my next point. Now y'all all understand that do energy on a regular basis. Y'all all understand that. Now I think after a certain point of getting connected to energy, I think the next step that we should take is actually coming together physically and merging our energies, combining our energies. Like I truly think like that's the next step that after a certain point of doing energy, we become, I like to say, stagnant. We become stagnant after a certain point. We still grow. I'm not gonna sit there and say that we don't grow, but we don't grow as greatly as we used to after a certain point of doing energy. Like I've been doing energy for a couple of years now, and if I was still growing at the same rate I was at the beginning, then I pretty much would be doing all these great things, these abilities that I spoke about before. But obviously that's not the case. So now it's only normal for me to think, okay, maybe we should come about it another way for this to happen. And that's where I came up with it isn't like there's something that we didn't know. Obviously we think about coming together physically, but it's just something that I guess we aren't equipped to get that done. We don't have the following, the big following behind it. We don't have the funding behind it and stuff like that. But it's always been in our faces for us to come together physically, not over online, but actually be in physical vicinity of each other and actually combine our energies to actually make things happen. Imagine me doing energy, one on one, and then imagine hundreds of people coming together and merging their energies. Which one is stronger? Obviously, us coming together physically and combining our energies. It exponentially increases. two people come together, our energy is twice as strong, and then it goes on and on and on. Each person that comes and merges and creates a collective, a physical, collective and physical vicinity of each other. I think that's the next step that we should really take. And truthfully, I don't want to focus on anything else to bring us to those greater levels other than trying to get us physically together. That's the main focus. You know, that's the only thing I really want to worry about. I love having these upgrade times, but I won't see it as the next big thing for us to get to that level that we want to get to. I want to. I see the next level, or I see the next step for us to get to that level is us coming together and making it happen. Us making it happen, not not waiting on something. And let me remind y'all again that this is all towards me. This is all me. This is me attacking myself, because I used to be the person that that says those things that that now I'm sort of going against, or. So this is all towards me. This is me attacking myself, opposing myself. But anywho, yes, I do. I truly believe that that's the next step that we take. The true next step that we take. I don't think that we were necessarily meant to achieve this individually, like us individually getting to that level. And actually, I mean, it's possible. It's possible for somebody to individually get to a greater level like that and have these enhanced abilities, but I don't necessarily think it's likely. I think it's gonna happen when we all get up and say it's gonna happen, and I don't think it's just that that easy for us to say, oh, everybody, let's get together, because because then people fall off, and then they don't want to, they just become disinterested in things like that. So that's why you have to understand the branding skills. You have to create a brand behind it. You have to want people to prefer what you're doing. You want to make a community behind what you're doing, and this is what I'm trying to do with Avatar Activations. And I encourage other people to try to do this too. Actually, go out there, create a business, create a brand, and actually look at the branding and marketing skills behind it. It doesn't have to be any type of manipulative stuff like that. It can just be branding skills, things that group people together, and that gravitate people towards your brand. And that's what I'm trying to do, gravitate people towards my brand, Avatar Activations, so they can understand what I stand for. And I believe that there is a lot of people that actually do stand for, the creed that I have to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and organize. I do believe that there are a lot of people that actually believe in that brand, or believe in that, believe in bringing energy out and, spreading the experience and awareness of it. But now it's for them to actually come in and see my brand. I need to get the exposure out there. I need to bring the exposure out there so people can actually understand it and use certain branding tactics to get people to really gravitate towards what I'm trying to do. And actually, that's what I've been doing for the past, 5-6 months. I've been doing it for the past 5-6 months, really trying to get more realistic, because this is where this stuff is, where we can make a change when we become more realistic. The realistic is us actually understanding the workings behind everything, business and marketing and branding, and then the idealism is the energy part, the things that we dream about, the things that we actually believe are possible, but we haven't done yet. So it's to become more realistic and idealism, the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? And that's truly I think that could be truly can be something powerful when you bring the realism within the idealism. You know what I mean? And once we get to that point where we have that enhanced connection and we can do those abilities, then at that point we can just break away whatever it was that was these, break away whatever these systems we have to go through to actually make it happen. We can just break it away since we'll be in that enhanced connection and state. We wouldn't, the people that we paved the path for wouldn't have to do that. They'd just be, straight up connected and wouldn't really have to go through all those, hardships and things like that to actually get to this level. So that's what I stand for, and I believe this is a good place to stop the podcast. I appreciate the people, that are gonna watch this in the future since it is a podcast. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. If y'all wanna follow me, y'all can go on avataractivations.com and look at the social media icons like Facebook. You can like my Facebook page, Avatar Activations, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, Avatar Activations. You can follow on Twitter. You can check out the blogs every week. I post every Wednesday. I post. And if you want to follow me outside of Avatar Activations, I have a YouTube channel called Urban Energy Vlogs, and the whole thing behind that is to do energy and be you. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to do energy and be themselves, but I warn people that channel isn't for everybody. Those videos aren't for everybody because there is explicit language and stuff like that. So if you don't agree with it, then you don't have to look it up. But yeah, if you are interested in that, then you can go check out Urban Energy Vlogs. And remember, the Avatar Activations Creed is to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and Organite. That's the end of the podcast. All right, see y'all.